Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. Phantasmal Flames was supposed to be a fun camping trip. A group of 6 friends had decided to spend a weekend in the woods away from the stress and noise of the city. They had found a secluded spot near a lake where they pitched their tents and set up a fire pit. They roasted marshmallows, told jokes, and sang songs, enjoying each other's company. But as the night grew darker, they noticed something strange about the fire. The flames seemed to flicker and change colors, sometimes turning blue, green, or purple. They also seemed to form shapes and images, like a twisted version of a Rorschach test. The friends were intrigued and amused by this phenomenon, and they tried to guess what the fire was showing them. "Look, there's a unicorn," one of them exclaimed, pointing at a white shape with a horn. "No, that's a narwhal, you idiot," another one argued, seeing a fish-like creature with a tusk. "I think it's a dragon," a third one said, noticing the scales and wings. They laughed and continued to make up stories about the fire, unaware of the danger they were in. The fire was not a natural one, but a cursed one, created by dark ritual performed by a cult of witches centuries ago. The fire was a portal to the netherworld, a realm of evil spirits and demons. The fire was showing them glimpses of the past, present, and future, but not to entertain them, but to manipulate them. The fire was trying to lure them into its flames, where they would be consumed and their souls would be trapped forever. The fire knew their secrets, their fears, and their desires. It showed them images that would appeal to them, or scare them, or confuse them. It showed them things that would make them curious, or angry, or jealous. It showed them things that would make them doubt themselves, or each other, or reality. It showed them things that would make them lose their minds. One by one, the friends fell victim to the fire's tricks. One of them saw his dead father, who he had never forgiven for abandoning him. He heard his voice calling him to join him in the fire. He walked towards the flames, hoping to reconcile with him, but instead he felt a searing pain as his flesh burned and his soul was torn apart. Another one saw her ex-boyfriend, who had cheated on her and broken her heart. She saw him with another girl, kissing and laughing. She felt a surge of rage and jealousy, and she grabbed a knife from her backpack. She ran towards the fire, intending to stab him, but instead she stabbed herself as the fire twisted her perception and made her see her own reflection. Another one saw his future self, who had become a successful and wealthy businessman. He saw him in a luxurious mansion, surrounded by cars, jewels, and women. He felt a pang of envy and greed, and he decided to make a deal with the fire. He offered his soul in exchange for his future self's fortune. He threw himself into the flames, expecting to emerge as a rich and powerful man, but instead he emerged as a charred and twisted corpse. Another one saw her best friend, who had always been there for her. She saw her smiling and waving at her, inviting her to join her in the fire. She felt a warm and fuzzy feeling, and she trusted her friend. She walked towards the flames, thinking that they were harmless and that her friend would protect her. But as soon as she touched the fire, she realized that it was not her friend, but a demon wearing her face. She screamed in horror and agony as the demon dragged her into the fire and devoured her. Another one saw nothing. He was blind, and he had always relied on his other senses to navigate the world. He heard the fire crackling and hissing, and he smelled the smoke and the burning flesh. He felt the heat and the wind, and he tasted the ash and the blood. He was terrified and confused, and he wanted to get away from the fire. He tried to run, but he tripped and fell into the flames. He felt nothing but pain, as the fire consumed him and his soul. The last one saw everything. He was the only one who knew the truth about the fire, because he was the one who had started it. He was a descendant of the cult of witches, and he had inherited their dark magic and their twisted agenda. He had brought his friends to the woods not to have fun, but to sacrifice them to the fire. He had used a spell to make the fire look normal and harmless until it was too late. He had watched his friends fall into the fire's trap, and he had enjoyed their suffering and their death. He had done it all for power, for he believed that by feeding the fire with souls, he would gain its secrets and its abilities. He was wrong. The fire had no secrets and no abilities. It had only hunger and hate. It had used him as it had used everyone else. It had lied to him as it had lied to everyone else. It had betrayed him as it had betrayed everyone else. It had no loyalty and no gratitude. It had only one purpose: to destroy. The fire showed him his fate. He saw himself alone and miserable in a world where the fire had consumed everything and everyone. He saw himself old and weak in a fire that had grown too large and too powerful for him to control. He saw himself helpless and hopeless in a fire that had turned against him and wanted to devour him. He felt fear, regret, and despair. He tried to escape, but it was too late. The fire surrounded him and engulfed him. He felt pain and nothing else. He was gone, and so were his friends. The fire was satisfied for now, but it would not last. The fire would always want more. The fire would always burn. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.